Regression is one of the most important topics in machine learning. Once we understand the concept of regression, later on understanding remaining models and model building will be much easier. So we need to have a clear understanding of regression before we actually get into a lot of advanced topics in machine learning. Before understanding regression, to build the intuition, what we'll do is we'll try to understand the correlation. So what is correlation? So let's start our journey of learning starting from correlation. What is correlation? Is there any association between the hours of study and the grades? Do you think if the hours of study is really high, can we achieve better grades? Is there any association between number of temples or number of churches in a city to that of crime rate? Can you say if there are higher number of temples, then the crime rate is higher, or if there are lower number of temples, crime rate is lower, or the opposite is true? What happens to sweater sales with increase of temperature? Obviously, if the temperature increases, people don't wear sweaters a lot, then sweater sales might go down. We know there is some association between these two, but what exactly is the strength of association? What happens to ice cream sales versus temperature? As the temperature increases, ice cream sales might go up. What is the strength of association between these two variables? Can we compare the association between sweater sales and temperature versus ice cream sales and temperature? So there are all associations. We want to quantify the association. So to quantify the association, we use a measure called correlation. So correlation simply quantifies the association. It's a measure of linear association. If as one variable increases, what happens to the other variable? Does it increase or decrease? Correlation quantifies that. So correlation coefficient R is a ratio of variance together, and it's a ratio of variance together to that of product of separate standard deviations. So if the correlation is 0, then there is no linear association. If the correlation is between 0 and 0.25, then there is a negligible positive association. If the correlation is 0.25 to 5, then there is weak positive association. So we need to find the correlation and see whether it is, how high it is. Okay. Generally correlation takes the values between -1 to +1. So if the correlation is very close to +1, then we'll say there is a higher correlation. If it is more than 0.5, then we'll say moderate positive association. If there is more than 0.75, then we'll say there is very strong positive association. Vice versa, on the other side, if the correlation is less than -0.75, and in that case we'll say the correlation is highly negative. So that is like inverse relationship. As one increases, the other one decreases. So in our example, the sweater sales, as temperature increases, sweater sales go down. So that is an inverse association. That is a negative correlation. Ice cream sales, as the temperature goes up, ice cream sales go up as well. So that is a clear positive association. So the formula for correlation is covariance together divided by square root of variance into variance of x into square root of variance of y. So to understand correlation, we'll just do a small exercise. Okay, we'll take air passengers data, then we'll see what is the correlation between them.